Hi everyone, this is Crafty Decoria and I hope you're all doing great. So today's Dollar Tree craft with me, I will be making a decor piece using all items from Dollar Tree. I wanted to make this a while back, but I didn't have the time. And now, the last time that I had gone to the Dollar Tree, I had seen the frames that I'll be using for this DIY out again. So I figured it would be a good time to do it in case these items have arrived at your Dollar Tree and you like this DIY, you can make this for yourself. But if you do like the DIY and you can't find these particular frames that I'll be using, then definitely you can always substitute it for another frame. If I hadn't have found these black ones here, I would have used these ones, which is the faux wood with the corrugated metal and then the little clip there. I would have had to have purchased a few more of these to use for the size that I want, but these would have looked beautiful as well. So the frames that I'll be using are these frames. They're 5x7, and the little name in the corner says Kira Grace, and they are a very, very nice quality frame. If I ever come across frames like this, I grab them because they are just really, really nice quality. You can see the cardboard on the back is not flimsy. It's very durable, nice and thick, and even the hardware that they used is really nice hardware. So the hanging hardware here, and then these are the clips that hold the backing into place. So I absolutely love these. I even love the back of it. They are plastic, I believe, but it does have like a faux wood finish that looks a little bit distressed. But I am glad to be using the black because this way I know it will go with everything. If I decide to change up my decor, it's still gonna look really nice. So I do have 9 of these frames. I also have the magnetic clips from Jot, the gigantic craft sticks. I have 2 of the moss wreaths, and then 2 of the black lattice garden fences. And I'm really glad because the last time I went to Dollar Tree, I ended up finding the black. Previously, I was only finding the white, and if I hadn't have found these, I would have just spray painted the white garden fence. But I haven't been back to Dollar Tree for a few weeks now because here in Ontario, we are on a stay-at-home order, and all of the stores are only selling essential items. So anything other than essential has been blocked off or taped off. So I just haven't gone to the Dollar Tree. I've been just trying to stick to the grocery store, and that's it. So I am glad to finally be sharing this and getting this done because I will be placing this in my bedroom, and I really hope that you guys enjoy this. So if you care to see how I put this piece together, then keep on watching. An item I forgot to mention to the list of supplies is the 9-foot length burlap ribbon. And then an optional item that I decided to add to my piece, and if you decide to make this for yourself, you may want to add it to yours as well, are the black floating shelves from Dollar Tree. I have 2. So I start off by removing the back plate, the paper insert, and all of the hardware, which the hardware I keep to the side for future uses. And I do this to all of the photo frames. Removing the glass, I take my E6000 glue and I start gluing the frames together. So here I have them in sections. So I have a bottom row of 3, a middle row of 3, and a top row of 3. I start by gluing the bottom row together, and then the middle row separately, and then the top row separately. Once I've glued them, I tape them to hold them together. I give them a little bit of time to adhere, and then I glue my rows together. So here I lift the bottom row, add some E6000 glue, and glue it to the bottom of the middle row. And then I do the same thing at the top. I take the top, add the E6000 glue, and then glue that to the top of the middle row. And then I add some more tape to hold it all together in place. At this point, while my frames are drying, I again take my E6000 glue and add a dab of glue to the corner of each of the inside of the frame, so that then I can take my glass and place it back into the frames so that they have time to dry as well. At this point, I take my gigantic craft sticks, and one pack has 10 sticks inside, which works out perfectly for this project. So I cut off the ends of each of the gigantic craft sticks, and then I lay them down on the back on the seams so that it makes this piece much more durable to keep it all together. And I just glue those down using my hot glue. So now, taking my garden fences and my handsaw, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the tabs that are on each side of the garden fence. You know, when you have more than one, these are the little tabs that hold them together. So I'm just going to cut them off as best I can so that each side is nice and flush. Okay, so using my E6000 glue, I'm ready to glue down my garden fences. So I've just pretty much centered the garden fence with the frames here, so the 3 on the end, and you can see that the little stakes, the pieces that go in the ground, they sit right in between, so pretty much on the seam here. This one I can center to the first frame and the middle frame, and I'll do the same with the other side so that the tops of these garden fences are pretty much level. And then with the second garden stake here, it just sits directly underneath where the middle frame and the bottom frame join. And it's the same here on the other side. So I'll just go ahead and glue those down using my E6000 glue. So I've gone ahead and flipped the whole piece over. My garden fences have dried enough that I was able to do that, and I figured I'd continue adding my pieces that I need to glue down with my E6000 glue to give this all a good amount of time to dry together. So I went ahead and placed my magnetic clips in the frames at the very top, and the center I left it empty because, again, I'm still not quite sure whether I want to add another magnetic clip there, or maybe I just want to add a magnet, and this way I could add cute little decorative ornaments or pieces to the center so that I can decorate it in that way as well. I also placed my 2 floating shelves at the bottom of the garden fences, or what's now known as my shutters, and this way I can glue everything down, and as I said, give this a good amount of time to dry before we move on to the last step. So here I've gone ahead and added some duct tape just to hold the jock clips down, because again, adding that E6000 glue tends to make them a little slippery and move around until they actually adhere to the piece. So this just keeps them in place. Again, taking my E6000 glue, I'm going to take my 2 shelves, I'm going to glue them to the bottom of each of the garden fences, which now are my shutters. So now I'm ready to hang my moss wreaths on each side of the frames, and I have my burlap ribbon. I cut 2 equal lengths, and all I did was I just strung it through the moss wreath, and I'm gonna slide it through the back and then just overlap it on the front here and hot glue it in place. I'm probably going to be keeping these wreaths on here. I don't think I'm going to be changing them unless the moss keeps falling and it drives me absolutely crazy that I switch it with another wreath. But I did spray them with some hairspray. I wish I had some glue adhesive, the spray, so that I could use that, but I didn't have any on hand, and I can't get out to any Dollar Trees or craft stores that are gonna sell that. So I'm just gonna do that to hang the wreaths, and then I will be able to show you standing up what this looks like all complete. Okay, so here is my Dollar Tree decor piece, all complete, all put together, and I absolutely love how this has turned out. So I went ahead and added a couple little Dollar Tree items on the shelves. So they fit perfectly. I have my 2 little lanterns as well as a couple of succulents. So I think it's a nice little place to add a little bit of light, a little bit of greenery to go along with the beautiful moss wreaths hanging on each side of the frames. So on my frames, I didn't put any pictures. I had some cards, which I thought this would be a great place to display seasonal cards. As well, you can see I added some of the Dollar Tree Farmhouse Decor pieces. They clip on those jot clips as well. So it's a really nice place to display those as well. If you don't have a lot of room to add them to tables or different types of surfaces, then you can also have them hanging on the wall, which I think is pretty neat. Again, I left that center frame empty because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet. If I add another clip, I can definitely even just hang whatever ornament I want to place in the center. I was thinking of just adding a magnet there to the center so that I could magnetize different decor pieces, but I'm not quite sure, so I just left it blank for now. But I do love how this turned out. I think it definitely looks very high-end. These frames are, again, my most favorite frames from the Dollar Tree. They just look very expensive, and adding those 2 garden fences on the side, I think gives it a really nice, sweet look. Now, I just placed this here because I haven't added any hardware to the back. I've yet to do that, but I wanted to add something that was going to be durable to hold this up on my wall, which I will be placing this in my bedroom. So once I get it up in there, I will try to remember to just add a little clip into another DIY that I'll be doing so you can see how it looks. But I really love how it turned out, and I hope you guys love it as well. That'll do it for this Dollar Tree craft with me. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video if you can. It greatly helps my channel. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would absolutely love and appreciate it if you did. As always, guys, you take care of yourselves, and I hope to catch you in my next video. Bye for now.